On Monday Night Raw, the Authority came back into power. And, I've been asking myself about this, trying to figure out whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. And honestly, I think it's a good thing for Seth Rollins, for the Authority being back on TV, and for what the product that the Authority has given us, not so much. But we're going to talk about that. My name, of course, is Tubby Emu, and the reason that I wanted to talk about this is pretty simple. Because they built this storyline going into Survivor Series, the Authority losing power. And I'll be honest, I never thought the Authority was going to lose power. Once they threw in that stipulation of Cena, I still thought, okay, yeah, that's just a teaser. They're never going to have Cena, win. This team, Cena's not going to do it. They're not going to be the ones to go out there and end shit. And then they did. Dolph Ziggler went out there, became a superstar in that match. That put his name on the map. He got the IC title back. Seth Rollins now, with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's been featured in storylines with Dean Ambrose. He's on top. Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose are on top when Brock Lesnar's been gone. They've been main eventing. So many of the guys, the Shield, and then Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, they're really starting to, become pretty big names. And they're really starting to show what they can do. So to go back to the Authority is kind of a step back in terms of it's the same old Authority that we've seen week in and week out. They constantly have berated us. Like, I get it. I still like the Authority. I think Triple H and Stephanie are cool. Obviously, you have to take into consideration as writers, and they're not the ones that are actually doing anything. But the big thing to keep in mind here, and especially for me, is that I think Edge's tweet said it best. Edge had sent out a tweet to Seth Rollins and basically told him, don't drop the torch, kid, or, there you got the torch now. Because some people had speculated, why didn't they put Brie Bella out there? Nikki Bella, excuse me, I did it again. I did it in my other video too. Why didn't they put Nikki Bella out there? Nikki Bella should have been the one to go through the briefcase, some people said. Like, okay, why would John Cena care about Edge? And to that point, I get it. I think they could have saved this for a while down the road where they had John Cena, painted into a corner. Maybe he becomes heel. I don't know if this is an opt-out. That way we don't have to keep thinking that Cena's going to turn heel. Who knows? I have no idea where they're going with it. But the one thing I do know, and I want to make, very clear here, is that what they're doing is more beneficial to Seth Rollins. I mean, look at what Seth Rollins did. Seth Rollins set out on a mission to get out and get the Authority back. He went in week out after week out, delivered these promos, just like, the promo that Cesaro and Ryback had dropped. Seth Rollins has been dropping these promos, trying to get back, with it. And the more and more you think about it, that's quite the power from Seth Rollins. Like, he put his mind to it. He kept, berating Cena, kept going after him, kept staying on top of him, kept doing this stuff. And then now Cena eventually gave up, and the Authority's back. He got what he wanted. Now, could that lead to the Authority coming back into power so they could lose it at WrestleMania? I don't know. They had speculated if it was at WrestleMania 29 or was it WrestleMania 30 that going into SummerSlam, the plans were to have basically, Vince McMahon versus Triple H versus the Authority. And, when we first heard about those plans, I was like, oh, no. Really? That's what they're going to do? And I was like, okay, I can deal with that. Now, if they go that route, they just had this huge stipulation where the Authority's out of power. They're gone forever. Oh, but look, Cena brought him back. What is the next thing that's going to happen? They're gone forever, for good. We promise. They're retiring from power. What? That doesn't make any sense. So I think they have painted themselves into a weird corner, and I would agree with this, that I think it was horrible. It was bad that they rushed bringing the Authority back. But at the same point, I think it makes Seth Rollins look good. I mean, he's the one that brought the, Authority back into power. He's obviously going to be getting those favors from Triple H. And, he's working with Paul Heyman now. I think there is a lot that can be said and a lot that will be done this year with Seth Rollins, with all the other guys. And I think this is just one of the steps. I mean, sure, the Authority's there. And, sure, the Authority is part of this now. And, they're back in there. I think anything is better than that anonymous computer. I hated that anonymous computer because, they did that the same thing where they no-sell it. They finally revealed after like a year that it was freaking, Hornswoggle. So, your faith in him really kind of goes downhill on whether or not they can keep this authority thing going. And, with Daniel Bryan back, with all these guys back, I think it's fine. I think now that you have that star power back, you have Daniel Bryan, you have Roman Reigns. It's almost like, well, let's just get rid of the authority while everybody's fucking injured, and then we'll actually try to, do this stuff when they're back. Because I'll be honest with you, I think it was the authority storyline that, in general, that made me go, why do we keep watching this? They keep just berating us. But then last week's Raw, it seems like there's a change of pace in the WWE. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to entail. But I know something different is coming, and it'll be interesting to see what they do in the WWE, where they're going. I don't know. It almost seems like they're going more of that reality base with the Ryback's promo. Triple H had joked about the reality era. Like, maybe I'm going to start the reality era. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just going to be brutally honest with all these guys. I work my ass off, and I want a shot like what Kevin Owens is doing. Basically, I wanted to be here. I've done this. I've trained my whole life for 12 years, and they just took it away from me. They let everybody else join before me, and then finally it's my turn to join. So I think realistic, believable storylines are better. Now, I don't know if, teasing to slam Edge's head on a briefcase was the best way of going about getting the authority back into power, but it sure as hell did make Seth Rollins look strong. That the guy that, faces John Cena, the guy that has gone up against him, got John Cena to back down and bring the authority back. It's quite the story. It's quite the push for Seth Rollins. And it almost makes you think, man, where they go from here. What's next for Seth Rollins? We know he's obviously in line for, the title eventually when he cashes in his Money in the Bank. It'll be very interesting to see where it goes. Maybe he's not headlining, but maybe he's a big part of WrestleMania. Who knows? As Seth Rollins setting up for that abracadabra kick. And you know what that's going to set up on Cena. Uh-oh, I don't have any stamina. There's that stamina. Seth Rollins curb stomping Cena. He may not have curb stomped him or ended Cena, but he did give Cena, or did allow Cena to give up his morals and bring the authority back. So I think that's a good thing. So let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section below. What do you think about the authority coming back into power? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, we will see you all later.